No, she's not Coventry's latest new signing. This is Stella May of the English Dance Theatre, called in by Bobby Gould to teach his players some new moves you won't find in the coaching manuals.
But you will find in the tired old BBC handbook of humorous sports angles, which inevitably ends with...
Who said Coventry were a bunch of fairies?
I don't know, who did? The tragedy is, this stuff seemed to work. Ask Liverpool.
Coventry's free kick to be taken by Stuart Pearce, who was playing in the Alliance League just a couple of months back. Little Gibson is there, and a good effort, and Gomar didn't hold it, and he held the second one, he did, it's there! And Platnauer got in to score. And they've beaten the offside trap with David Bennett. There are three the other way for Coventry. And Bennett may go again, and Gibson off the post and in. And Bamber is forward, and Gibson shot, and number 3. Grobbelaar stands and wonders what's happened here. Look at those supporters, they can't believe this. And Gibson has beaten Neil. Is it on here for number 4? Gin and Bamber to his right, and Gibson has completed a hat-trick. What a marvellous day for Terry Gibson and for the supporters.
Following this stunning humiliation, the Anfield inquest got somewhat heated.
Joe would say a few things and sort of just throw, some petrol on the fire about some people not doing this and some people not doing that without actually pointing a finger at people and wait for the reaction. And Kenny and I were generally the first ones to stand up and at that it happened several times, but that I can remember that one vividly. Him and I were squaring up to each other.
Liverpool slipped to second following the Coventry disaster, trailing Man United by 2 points and with the pack closing. Souness and Dalglish have kissed and made up in time for a testing away trip to Portman Road, Ipswich.
Mariners touch and O'Callaghan following his own run forward and Walk is through. And Johnny Walk. It's been played short for Dalglish. He's got it! That's the goal that Kenny Dalglish wanted. He's made history. No wonder the Liverpool players go to him. The first man to score 100 league goals for the same club in Scotland and 100 for an English club. But Kenny Dalglish is in the record books.
And kids, if you need it, here's solid proof that Kenny Dalglish wasn't always merely a expressionless, inscrutable manager type. The whole world knew about the goals of Kenny Dalglish. Why, he was even dubbed big in Japan.
飲親都係最靚㗎喎，冇錯啦！我話金花 XO 之中係最靚嘅。
The tortured wrangling over televised football finally works itself out, and British audiences are treated to the first ever live league action as Man United play Tottenham at Old Trafford.
Oh, and Stevens let it go, it's in! And Hoddle, O'Reilly's forward again with a header. Brazil's in there. Oh, that's a fine goal, Alan Brazil. A superb individual effort. Right across, and it's been driven in by Moran. And Moran's in there again. So too on the far side was Arthur Graham. And he makes it 3-1. Clements, and a goal. Kevin Moran in again, and Clements mortified.
West Ham are going well and challenging the leaders. Here's a phrase you don't hear every day. Here's Arsenal at Upton Park.
Kendall coming in at the back. And turned in on the far side by Trevor Brooking. Well, that is a bit of a collector's item from Trevor Brooking. The Devonshire, really one man to beat. Yes! And I think it went in off Chris White. Devonshire. Brooking. Trying to tee it up, and does. Whitten, and here is Pike. Yes, number 3. And Pike utterly delighted.
Another defeat sounds the death knell for Terry Neill, who is sacked as Arsenal manager. But he's not the only one under pressure. Charlie Nicholas is struggling for form and dropped amid allegations of commercial contracts, the high life and photo shoots. You know, the kind of things that these days put about $2 million on your price.
I know now that maybe doing a few photographs, you didn't think much of it at the time. But you look back now and you see it in the newspaper and you say, God, that was silly. But as I said, you're young, you only learn by mistakes. It's all the time I probably learn.
London was becoming quite lonely at a stage. When you're a youngster, I think you do need sometimes a cuddle and sympathy, and you know, you need somebody to sit you down. And I was getting on great with the fellas in the dressing room, but I was a character, and I was a type of character who hid a lot of the criticisms that came away. I always had a front for everything, and it was hurt me really hard at that time, and I was quite alone at times.
A Boxing Day double against rival Spurs helped lift Charlie, who from then on resolved to only accept gigs that would enhance his reputation as an athlete. Well, who'd have thought it? It's Joe Fagan's Liverpool who celebrate Christmas as table toppers, with Man United, West Ham and QPR all close. Oxford United and Reading fans unite in protest against Robert Maxwell and his plans to merge the two clubs as Thames Valley Royals. Worse news is to follow for Man United fans as Maxwell launches an ambitious takeover bid for the club. The fans are outraged. Everyone else cheers on Captain Bob.
He knows nothing of us northerners. He's a southerner. Let's keep our management to the management of the north.
If it wasn't Manchester United, it might be Liverpool. He's just trying to get himself a decent side that's going to get tickets for Wembley every other season or something like that.
And a love of football as well, that must come into it.
Well, without the love of football, I wouldn't be interested. I'd be buying a yacht.
Maxwell's takeover bid has an unsettling effect on the club, which is reflected by a lousy FA Cup performance. Man United, the holders, beaten by Bournemouth. They then face a tricky league fixture against fellow title challengers QPR on their dreaded Loftus Road plastic.
Over the top to Fenwick. And Fenwick got the deflection off the defender. Robson. Forward early. And again. And he's gone all the way. Foul finally taken by the England captain.
If we had our first 11 out, we were as good as Liverpool. But we always seemed to get injuries, and as soon as we got the injuries, we never seemed to be good enough to keep the momentum going, and we lost a lot of games at that time.
Momentum was certainly not a problem for Liverpool, as they go to Aston Villa with Ian Rush on a hot streak.
And here's Ian Rush. Another chance for him. Williams couldn't get to him. And that's 1-1. This is Souness. And Nicholl is the man coming in for the header. And Rush was on the far side. Oh, what a tremendous shot. Here's Steve Nicholl. Oh, and he's hovering again. There is Rush. The man just can't be stopped.